Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. We live. Yeah, we live. Hi y'all. My audio good, y'all. Thumb me up if my audio good. Cause I would know what I'm talking about. I got my microphone set up a little different. And I want to make sure I be crystal clear spilling this tea. Man, I thank everybody, man. If it weren't for y'all, bruh, getting on me, talking about Tregang, don't let up. Stay on they ass. Tregang, you got them, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Keep us up. That's what I did. I was loyal to the world, bruh. I was loyal to the world. Miss Teresa broke down so bad. Check this out. I'm gonna share one receipt, just one receipt right now, just to confirm. Tregang been solved the case. Tregang actually solved this goddamn case, bro. I've been following Tregang. He kept us informed. He on the T. You know what I'm saying? He even be like, man, y'all know I think I'm wrong on this part, but let me straighten this situation up and let me, you know what I'm saying? I did everything. All right. I'm gonna show y'all one receipt, bro. Cause the reason why I want to show y'all this is not about me. It's about Kenneka Jenkins. It's about y'all, bro. When Miss Teresa went on the rant, Miss Teresa went on the rant 2 weeks ago. All right. If she went on the rant 2 weeks ago, check this out, Pie Y'all Unit. Let me put a disclaimer before I show these receipts. Disclaimer: fair use act. Education purpose use only. All rights and image and music clip belong to their prospective owner, and we do not claim ownership. So let me switch the screen right quick. We'll get back to him who y'all see on the screen. The same person that Miss Teresa was in the kitchen with. Yeah, this finna be the real rant, right? Let me show y'all a real receipt. Check this out, right? No, I don't want that John on there. I need this John. Hold on, y'all. They done got me, you know what I'm talking about? Boom, right here. Check this out. Check this out, y'all. Hold on. Watch this. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out, right? Miss Teresa was on a rant for 2 weeks now and posting every 5 fucking minutes. If you go back to Tregang receipts, right? My receipts, according to this video, let's confirm the dates and the time when Miss Teresa was going on the rant. Now I want everybody to look at this title, because it means a lot to me. Because when you doing research, oh, there it go right there, 2 weeks ago. Ain't this 2 weeks ago? So I want everybody to thumb me up right now and share this live to Miss Teresa, right? You got to share this live to Miss Teresa. She said Kenneka Jenkins want to speak. Told her it's time for you to speak, right? Okay. I want to know why. Is Tregang the real reason why Miss Teresa going on the rant? All because I brought something up. And then look what I brought up. Wow. And look at the title. Check this out. Remember when Miss Teresa just now bringing up Lil Dirt, right? And I'm telling everybody, I'm like, look, y'all, I'm finding some shit about Lil Dirt, the Banks family, you know what I'm saying? And this shit got something to do with Kenneka in some type of way, but I just can't put my hands on it. So if I mention this shit, if you read the title, breaking news, Kenneka Jenkins, 0150 Melon and Bezu were there 2 weeks ago. Share this live right now. This the moment we all been waiting for. Share this live right now. Got to. We need the whole 100 likes because we finna separate all the ops. I done proved my point. Check this out. I done proved my point, right? I done saw the case, prove my point, and make it so bad I'm in a position, bruh. Boy, we finna crack this bitch wide open. I'm finna let y'all know everything, y'all. Yeah, buddy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, y'all. Watch this. Check this out. 2 weeks ago, I said, look, y'all. I found the family tree. That's Miss Teresa's brother. They call him Uncle John. Uncle John is related to the same dude that Kenneka met up with a lobby, which it will be him. This him on the footage, that's him will be walking in with Smacks in them. That's him who you see right here that was recently locked up. Andre Williams, the one that said, hey, Miss Teresa sacrificed her daughter and sold her to the devil because the devil said, and when I said, okay, this is Andrew Williams, I didn't know he was related to him, old 150 Melly. So when you go back to they be in documentary, you will see why Miss Teresa crashing out right now, bro. Boy, just imagine that you just love this gang shit, right? You know, you love everybody love gang documentary, drug documentary, Escobar, everybody love that shit, right? But think about Lil Durk, 0150 Melly, King Rob, and god damn it, what's that dude name? LBG Duck. When you see they beef, think about, did Kenneka get caught up in some shit? Man, look, Dirk got song. Check this out. Watch this. This is 2 weeks ago that I've been explaining this shit to the world. Didn't know I'm stumbling up on some real shit here. You want to know why the real reason Miss Teresa crashing out this motherfucker? Let's go to some King Von murders. Let's go to some Lil Durk murders. They even rapped about it, bro. Man, we need the whole 100 likes in here, bro. Right now. All because Tregang homework paid off. I got every right, every privilege to give you this tea, because it ain't no more conspiracy. Let me get some Lipton tea with 2 lumps of sugar, please. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? I was right the whole time. Let's get to it, y'all. Y'all ready to get to it? Now, this is what I was saying 2 weeks ago. It might have sounded strange then to some people, you know what I'm saying? Then, but if I said this 2 weeks ago, now Miss Teresa making a post about, all right, listen to this.
Okay. Then he said he was going to get in touch with some of the other guys so that way they can get in touch with the cops and do their statements, okay? Because they're still missing a lot of, at this point, they were still missing a lot of people's statements. Now, this is a post that he made that I want to show y'all. It says, look, on some real shit, fuck it. That video talking about Irene's live, was made around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, it wasn't. Cause check this out. That video was created by Miss Teresa at 1 something in the morning. Guess what time Irene video was? At 11 some. Right when Kenneka showed up. At 11 some. Through the back door. With Shamaya and Monique and them. That was at 11 some. And when they went live at 11 some. Cause T.Y. came in there right after Kenneka and them like 15 minutes later. So soon when Kenneka got in the room, boom, they went live. This at 11 some. Then when T.Y. went live, he went live at 12 some. So Miss Teresa was decided to take the Irene live and put that at 1 something and put T.Y. live, put that at 2 some so they can say she came up missing round 3 something. Oh, since I said that, let's go to the footage, right? Check this out, y'all. No, not this footage. No, not this footage. Well, let me play the lyrics on Lil Durk video right quick. I ready to do 100 years see my mom and her before I left you hanging, getting out on bond, and they had the motherfucker. Hold on, wait a minute. This shit going too fast, goddammit. Mess out Kenneka Jenkins murder still unsolved. They still can't say I can't do shows in Chicago, but I charge 150 for a concert. What that mean? Now keep this in mind, right? Now I want to show everybody this stuff. This shit for real, bro. Man, you know what? This T finna outdo every murder case in the world right now. Cause when he said, when I'm done, clean your palms, I read do 100 years, see my mom hurt before I left, I hang out, got on bond, some type shit. I can't rap that fast. I ain't trying to rap like I'm trying to give y'all the lyrics. Right? Hold up. Now, Tregang was talking about this shit 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. You don't mean to tell me, man, if I said, look what I found out, y'all. Cause once you go back on September the 14th, everybody know Andrew Holmes' narrative. September the 14th, everybody know Jedediah Brown narrative. September the 14th, everybody know Miss Teresa narrative. At September the 14th, Zach did an interview on September the 14th. Matter of fact, when you go to Selena Gomez, god damn it, shit. Selena Gomez did an interview on ABC News, NBC, all them on September the 14th. September the 14th, right? Selena Gomez, what was up? What you were doing? Oh, I was getting a kidney transplant. Oh, you were getting a kidney transplant? Yeah. Cause you know a girl kidney was stolen. Well, I don't know nothing about that though, you know what I'm saying? But I was in Chicago. Oh, okay. But you know Bill Murray, right? Yeah. The same girl that got the kidney stolen and you needed the kidney, you know what I'm saying? And the girl ended up in his kitchen. You know something about? Nah, I wanna know now. That ain't can't be me. Miss Reese, you know something about this? I don't know a goddamn thing. See those documents and see how they playing you, right? If you go back to Miss Teresa rant, she went on a rant in 2 weeks When I put in breaking news, look what I found out, y'all. I told everybody, I said, man, please go to the footage. I said, I beg everybody to go to that goddamn footage. You'll see this. Hold on, matter of fact, this 2 weeks ago. Man, you mean to tell me you got other YouTubers out here had to wait on Miss Teresa to expose these same people that I'm finna expose, that I'm exposing? You got YouTubers out here like, yeah, Miss Teresa said something about Lil Dirt. I was saying this shit 2 weeks before everybody was shit. Thumb me up. Man, we finna do this shit in the name of Kenneka Jenkins. In the name of Kenneka Jenkins right now. Pow. Receipts don't lie. We just got to understand what we see on the footage. Check this out. Watch what Tregang finna show y'all on the footage. Check this out, y'all. Watch this. Check this out. Look. Just check it out.
And her daughter, they run out of that room after seeing Kenneka like a bat out of hell. But what
Just look what you see on the footage. I ain't gonna say nothing. Do you see any other family member on this footage? Check this out. If you watch this lobby footage, right? You know it supposed to be family on this footage while they will be running out, right? But you see, it's just the only these two bastards running out. Keep this in mind. Guess who gonna be with them? See that? Boy, this why Miss Teresa finna crash. She really finna crash out. Check this out. Man, that lady really finna crash out. Cause when I was trying to tell everybody about some little dirt shit, right? I was trying to tell everybody about some little dirt shit, right? Let me go on Miss Teresa page since I mentioned this shit 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Hold on. Oh! Whoa! They let you know, man, y'all got to listen to Tregang now. Tregang really actually found out the truth, and he could tell the world what happened to Kenneka Jenkins, bro. It's solving the case like a detective. It's like solving the case, you know what I'm saying? And I can't believe I'm actually in this position. Cause look, guess why they watch this shit. Now she shared this 4 hours ago. I said this shit 2 weeks ago. If you go to his page right now, matter of fact, I'm gonna go scroll down. Let me keep scrolling. Let me go back to another little dirt post. Man, y'all, her brother was informed me about like, yeah, Lil Durk got a song about my sister. I'm gonna go to his page, but let me scroll down. All this shit right here irrelevant, right? All this irrelevant. I want to get to a video that Miss Teresa got the stage. This just finna show you, man. Tregang ate Miss Teresa ass up so bad. She got a stage of burglary. Man, that lady got a stage of burglary, bro. Look, you see this shit? Look, right here. This is what I want to show everybody. Look, watch this video. We gonna keep playing this shit. Look, check it out. Watch this. You're gonna have to watch this motherfucker a couple of times so you can see what I see. Man, you ain't talking about shit. Whatever you talking about in the goddamn chat, talking about Lil Dirt ain't connected to this shit, you got to know what's going on. Why Miss Teresa talking about it? Yeah. Let that make sense. Well, if it ain't got nothing to do with Kenneka Jenkins, why Miss Teresa said this her? If you watch the video and go up on the comment, look what she said. They was coming to kill my son because Lil Dirt said Kenneka thinking he knew us. And it's still wild to think about how real the threats are. Stay safe. What? What that mean? I know what exactly that means. Mm-hmm. Making yourself look bad trolling right now. If you was a smart person, I don't need to troll right now. He gonna flame my ass up every time I type that bullshit in there. Hold up. Listen to the audio. I forgive y'all. I love y'all. Check it out. Now let me break this down. So let me break this down. First of all, when I was a young dude back in my days, if you want to burglarize somebody's house, your door is not finna fall the way it's laying on the floor. And plus you swept the motherfucker up. And if you knock that bitch off the hinges, man, you must have time to goddamn it to put the hinges and lay them completely against the wall. Like, damn, if you bust the hinges, you supposed to see chips. Come on, stop it, Miss Teresa. And then look what this finna make Miss Teresa look like. If they coming to kill your son, now one of them got a gun in their hand, no mask, no hoodie. You just got a dough laid up on the floor, and you like, hold on, wait a minute, before I record, let me sweep this shit up right quick. And let me put this up here. This a cover up. God damn it, Miss Teresa. So when I look at this type of shit, I'm like, damn, that makes sense why the goddamn freezer was all covered up and staged. Cause you just staged a burglary. Do this look like this lady just staged a burglary? Just look at the crime scene as a police officer. Right? Just look at the door. Wait a minute. You need to turn that door. Look. So when they kicked the door in, it fell this way. So when they kicked the door in, look at the hinges. Somebody took the hinges off. I'm gonna tell you what it looked like. Have you ever did construction work, building houses and stuff like that, remodeling, installing frames, doors? Man, if I want to install a new door, take the hinges off, unbolt the door. Look at the hinge. You don't even see. Y'all know though, on the corners at the door, right here. Look. And you mean to tell me you recording this, they come to kill my son. So soon when they kick the door in, you standing right here. And you look. Dog barking. And that ain't even where Miss Teresa stay at. Cause if you go on the Google map, look, you see where this house at? That ain't, look, check this out. Man, this shit finna get crazy. Cause she standing in front of the house, the same house she staying in. Y'all think Miss Teresa a millionaire standing in the park? Y'all think this a 3.5 hoe hero? You know what I'm talking about? Staying in the establishment like this? Stop it. They even took the garbage out. So you mean to tell me, man, look, you swept this motherfucker clean and you took the garbage out, didn't even put a bag back in the motherfucker. Even the people recognize with like, damn, it just something so fun about Miss Teresa's house all of a sudden get broken in and Jedediah Yukon get rammed. Come on now, Miss Teresa. Check this out. They mean they went through your back door, me, cause they ain't come through this door. Not this door. And check this out. Once you watch this video, look. That lady done lost her fucking mind, bro. That lady like, look, kick the door in. Look. They ain't even kick the door in. So all she did was like, look, take it off the door, lay it neatly on the floor. You don't even see no wood chippings on the floor. Like if you kick a door in, you gonna knock particles everywhere. I don't care how hard you even kick a door in, it ain't finna fall like it ain't just finna just come on now. That hole finna bust open, and if you kick it hard enough, goddamn, this door knob gonna make a hole in the wall. Once the hole slam over, you in there. Close the door. It might be crooked, but the hinge is still. But check this out. Where is the railing? Y'all know the border that go on the outside of the door? You don't see that even on the floor. Y'all know that little border that be on the wall, the trimming make the door look good, to put the framing on the outside, the framing on the outside of the door. And it's missing. The goddamn framing missing out the goddamn video, Miss Teresa. Boy, that mad dog kicked in. You see what I'm saying? Man, Miss Teresa done crashed out for real, bro. Look, the border that's gonna be on the outs. Check this out. Go look at every door frame in your wall, right? Now you see how this frame is butt naked? It's supposed to be a framing around. Cause if you got the door pulled up, that means if you just bruh, Miss Teresa, stop it. And you following up behind me, they threatened my son, but they let you live, right? Look, they let you live, right? And then you got your phone out. Look, you record they ass. Walk right behind. They ain't running, no guns, all young niggas. Look, I give y'all about $20. Y'all come in here and see that, y'all. All right. She on this video talking about how she gonna get rich. Dog, girl, don't shake that thing like that right now. Then what she said, they was coming to kill my son. Hold on. If they were, who was coming to kill your son? Because Lil Durk said Kenneka think he knew us. What that mean? And it's still wild to think about how real these streets are, these threats are. Stay safe, y'all. Y'all be cool. Man, y'all ain't catching on to that. Look what I was saying 2 weeks ago before her and Jed started fooling together. Man, did y'all know something about old 150 million in Bezu with Daryl? And then I'm finna expose all Miss Teresa family tree. It makes sense to me. Damn. Uh-oh. So that means Kenneka left out that room in TY Live video. Y'all remember this? Kenneka gonna be in TY Live video. Check this out. Now I know that is Kenneka in TY Live video. And when they said don't call the cops and all of this, Kenneka left out that room. Kenneka left out that room. And once she left out that goddamn room, bro, that's her in that goddamn lobby. Meeting up with dude. That's finna match up to one song. Told y'all 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks. Up. Watch this. This shit, man. I just need to play this shit.
I didn't make it to the hotel until 3 a.m. And Kenneka was in the room drinking.
1 a.m.
Having a good time. So y'all can throw that fucking live video in the garbage. It's crazy. And he's referring to not so much the live, but the way that the public was translating the live. Okay? He's saying, it's crazy how one MF says some negative and y'all's asses follow. And do I think, and don't think, it says, and don't think for yourselves. Even you fucking celebrities and radio personalities.
Whoa, 2 weeks ago? When I was trying to expose it, now you heard what Chloe said, even if you celebrities, even if you news anchors. And Tregang showing y'all this shit on the news about the news anchor dude at that John. Then I'm really looking at these people. I'm like, oh, it makes sense why this explain why I see all of this on the goddamn footage. It make totally sense. This shit got every bit to do with Lil Durk. Cause check this out. If you go to Zach TV, this the crazy part about it. Hold on, where is it? If you go to Zach TV, he already been known about the beat. He already knew about the beat because he been recording they beat for years. That's how Lil Durk got on. That's why Miss Teresa bringing this up now. Because once you find out, be like, damn. Let's go back all the way to when Lil Durk rose to little fame. And then you'll be like, whoa. Man, I need to take this social media shit kind of serious because this shit slick dangerous. It's dangerous as a motherfucker, bro. You ain't lying when you said Zillionaire exposed a lot. Check this out. I look at Zillionaire different now. Cause all he did was told the truth. The way he told it, we didn't understand it, man. We hated that man, bro. I know I hated him. I'm like, man, you bashing the mama, nigga. You must got something. against females. No, he just know the mammy and know what type of lady she is, and he just told the world, yeah, she ain't nothing but a hoe. All she focused on doing the split on the dick. Yeah, she done sold her daughter. Zillionaire was the first one that said Kenneka was sold. You know what I'm saying? But now, Miss Teresa, since she the grieving mother and say, yeah, Zillionaire, you wrong. I'm finna put the public on you and then here our blind ass. Fuck Zillionaire, yeah, fuck you. No one time out. But he's still on the footage too. That explain why. Everything he said was validated. All right, check this out. Remember that song Lil Dirt made? Look, I'm telling y'all, bruh. This up on the Mitch Teresa post. People waking up. Tregang was right. Bree stay on my Bree stay on my page with that man. Woo man. Shit. She responded, but she didn't respond to my messages when I saw her message be like, we need to talk. I'm like, Miss Reese, we need to talk. You said Kenneka told you you ready to talk. I'm the perfect person to talk to right now. I see why you trying to avoid me. Cause I put myself in a position to be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, man, look, I know what's going on. It would really make you look bad. You would still avoid me, but you had your family, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So let's get to some tea, right? Let's get to some tea. Check this out. Boom. Check this out, right? This all she posting about, right? This all. She done lost. She don't even know what to do right now. She don't even know what to do. All because if you go back to that footage and finally realize and look at all of them on the footage. Check this out. Won't this explain this, y'all? 0151 Millie on the same fucking red couch. Hi, y'all. He on the same couch, the red couch. Everybody know what's up with that red couch, right? Shit, the crazy part about it, Zach knows Shemaya. And Zach, and look, Shemaya took a picture. This crazy part, Shemaya took a picture in Zach's house. I ain't even know that. I ain't even know that. I ain't even know that. Like, damn. So look, check this out. Once you go back to 0151 million when Tregang, check this out. Put it like this, what I said 2 weeks ago. I said, look, y'all, that's 01, that's 051 million on the footage. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on. There he go right there. There he go. And guess what? If I tell you this 151 million in all Red Hood, everybody heard the story about Red Hoodie. Everybody heard the story about Red Hoodie. That's him on this footage. Won't that explain why he will be on the same red couch? Yeah, my point exactly. So let me pick up what I was trying to tell everybody 2 weeks ago with Mitch Teresa going on the rant. Because if you go back a week before this, what I was trying to tell everybody, that's why he will be peeping out the elevators. Him. And guess who he gonna be with? Peas. That's why he gonna be peeping at the elevator. Once you figure this out, right? All of this finna make sense. This whole video, if I was talking about this shit 2 weeks ago, think about the murder they put out. Like, man, Kenneka knows something about a murder, and here it go right
Okay,
here.
I want to go back and trace back one of the craziest relationships that THF Bezu actually had with one of his most notorious enemies. Now, if you saw this video on my channel, The Many Murders of 051 Melly, you will know that there was actually a long run.
And then look, check this out. Don't 01 Melly look just like who? Dr. Ali. Man, bro. Dr. Ali. Don't the motherfucker look like twins? I ain't gonna say nothing. Remember what Dr. Ali's, how would he know? Can everybody put two and two together right now? If I'm telling y'all, hey man, there go dude. And look what I found out when I started digging in some things. That explain how he would know how she was murdered. How y'all? That explain how he would know she was murdered. And guess who was working with her, Miss Teresa? And guess, yeah. So that means Dr. Ali knew the murderer, who did it, and still try to blame it on Crown Plaza because they call Orga Hospital. But they got to protect the killer. And guess who the real killer is? Do this sound like a mother don't want to get exposed to being the killer of her daughter? Because if you sell her soul, you got to do the murder. Now, how about them apples? They was playing the eulogy at the funeral. That explain why King Rob, with LBG Duck, bam! Remember that LB Duck and King Rob got into it? They was all in real time. That's how big the beef was. And Kenneka got caught in that shit, bruh. So when you look at these documentary, boy, all this shit is surrounded in Kenneka Jenkins there. Cause guess who Kenneka boyfriend was at that time? Can't get right. Shit. The people in Chicago finna know. I know who can't get right is. Cause guess who can't get right is? Watch this. Man. And I've been talking about this shit, right? Here go my shit. Tregang 2 weeks ago, trying to tell the world, bro. Look what I found out, y'all. I know y'all might don't be entertained by this shit, but these just receipts to me, man. No conspiracy. So look, damn, I forgot what the fuck I was finna go to. Hold on. That explain why he the pastor. Yes, Mr. Reason, but God, Mr. Reason. Now that's why he will be on the footage with his hoodie on, right? There will be him on the footage. There will be him that will be with them. He gonna be with them because they're gonna be on the footage together on the same footage with the hoodie on, right? That's why everybody was like, y'all look at the hoodie, look at the hoodie. So boom, you got him on the footage, then you got him related to him because both they last night Williams, you know what I'm talking about? And he made videos talking about leave my family members alone type shit. Then you finna trace him, be like, oh, you related to Jay Guido then. To Jay Guido? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy, Jack. All them sucker troll Tregang. Now I see why the motherfucker was on my motherfucking top. So look, when Miss Teresa crashed out, bro, look, Miss Teresa crashed out for real, bro. Once I mentioned that, her and Jedediah, they beefing. And I'm like, okay, only thing I just want Jedediah to say she was Harvest. And this was exactly he said. Confirm everything what I've been telling everybody. Y'all, she was Harvest and she was sold to these people too. And I was like, look, I know the blueprint so bad, bro. If I bet you any kind of money, Crown Plaza so scared right now, we could all go down there to the hotel. Everybody can just go in. Let's go straight to the elevator. I'm gonna go straight to the lower level elevators, the freight elevator. Lower level that's in the back of the kitchen. I want to get on that jump and I want to go downstairs, not upstairs where they found it in the kitchen, but downstairs. And once you get downstairs, you'll be like, "Whoa, Tregang, you one line, Jack." Shit, I told you. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to see what's going on. All right, look, she crashing out. She mentioning Lil Dirt. She said Jed was there, right? Then she getting everybody a bunch of but God quotes. So let me break it down. All right. Zach been know the beat. That's how he got his popularity up. All because of Lil Dirt and them and Chief Key. Y'all remember Chief Key name came up and that's Kenneka's favorite rapper. Let them tell it, right? So when you think about Pappy, the ringtone, and you be like, oh, that shit makes sense why that girl talk about we the crazy crew. That gyro shit in her dead tonight because that where little Pappy from. Right? That's why he will be at the crib, bruh. It was all a setup. And make it so bad. This the crazy part about it. These motherfuckers got weird relationship. Cause they supposed to be into it. They just confirmed to me that, like, man, look, man, a lot of these be family related setups, bro. Know what I'm talking about? So this what I found out. I was like, okay, he on the footage. That's why Dr. Ali talking like this. Check this out. Hi, y'all.
What the forensic person who analyzed this came to a conclusion on, and this is the conclusion that she came to. All right. Let me show you this. One more time. Grumpy dog, you the man.
That's how he know who the killer would be.
Check it out.
That's how he know about the zip ties, all of this shit. That's how he would know all the. Then on top of that, he tell it. Look, if let's make this clear as curl. This is what Tregang ain't trying to say. If you look at Dr. Ali background, will you trace it back to him? That's all I'ma say. That's all I'ma say. This what y'all don't know, bro. So guess what? If he gonna expose the killer, you got to have a theory how the zip tie got around her neck. Then tell everybody organ harvesting. He gonna skip all of that. Notice he gonna say, yeah, this how Kenneka was strangled, all of this. And he was working with who at the time? Mitch Teresa. This is why Mitch Teresa crashing out, bro. This is why Mitch. Look, you see how Mitch Teresa is still protecting him, everybody. And then when it come, y'all remember when Wooski got shot at the funeral home? Yeah. Man, this shit finna get real, bro. And I'm telling y'all, a lot of that shit got to do with Kenneka Jenkins. All that beefing with Lil Duck and Lil Dirt and them. Remember what Lil LBG Duck Mama said? Yeah, we been on Kenneka. See, we done fought, you know what I'm saying, and everything. I know. Watch this, y'all. Check this out.
Something similar to this. Look at the color of it. Look at how it looks. Is around her neck. Right there. It's around her neck. And I can follow it. Look at it. You can see it. You can see that. That's obvious. Somebody put this around her neck. Then they try to cover it up with hair. So, go subscribe to Grumpy Dog. This is the brother that sent me this. Brother, I love you for taking the time to have the intuition. See, when you love your people and you love...
So basically, do this sound like that he trying to get his people off and to make it look like the hotel will put the zip tie around the neck? And that's why, you know, he would be preaching at the funeral. He know about the zip tie. That's why Mitch Teresa would be collaborating with Dr. Ali. And then he mentioned the organ harvest. And then all of a sudden, Mitch Teresa fell out with Dr. Ali. And nobody don't know the real truth about that, huh? Shit. Shit. Look.
Justice, there's a power that will show you what you need to find. All right? You can see that. That is not hair. That is not hair. That is something around this little girl's fucking neck. So, some bastard came and killed our little sister. She died a horrible death, screaming with a bag over her face.
How would he know that she would be screaming over a bag over her face? Listen to his words. Listen to his words. They know what to point out. Grumpy dog, this shit so crazy. And Miss Teresa would collaborate. Look at it like this here. Miss Teresa had to take the heat off everybody that she was dealing with and put it off on Crown Plaza. This just to show you Crown Plaza didn't kill her, bro. That's why Miss Teresa wants you to believe that Crown Plaza got something to do with it, but she ain't gonna tell you, I believe it was the security or the manager. She don't got no theory. She ain't got nothing. If you ask her, be like, Miss Teresa, what you think happened to your daughter? She can't tell you nothing, bro. So Miss Teresa trying to cover her tracks because she know she is a murderer of her daughter. Crown Plaza know this, right? That's why Crown Plaza would never charge. So look, boom. So she tried to make it look like Crown Plaza did it since she was in they freezer, cause they the one gonna have to explain that's how Miss Teresa thinking. But once you watch that footage again, look at this like a movie chart. Yeah, I want you to be in gray hoodie. I want you to in red hoodie. Come in that red hoodie. We're gonna make you a pastor because we're gonna need some preaching coming from you and all this old stuff. We're gonna need you to come in because this Uncle John, we're gonna need you to come in with the family, right? Because they went, you know what I'm saying, everything finna, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna need Kenneka meet up with you in the lobby, right? You know what I'm saying? So if anybody gets suspicious of you, we just gonna show old ass younger pictures of you and make it look like it was up to date type shit and make y'all look like y'all were twins or type shit, right? Yeah, that's why Miss Teresa crashing out with that, right? And that's what I figure out and by looking at the family tree. So once I figured that out, I'm like, well, look, this makes sense.
All she wanted to do was to go home. That's all she wanted to do. She just wanted to go home. Look at it. You can see that. I'm not making it up. Now go back to the picture, zoom in yourself, and see if you can see this. This is not Photoshop. All right? As a matter of fact, I'm so disgusted by these people. I'm going to show you it's not Photoshop. I'm going to show you. I'm going right to this thing. I'm not letting them get away because you could try.
That's why King Rob and T Knight exposed Dr. Ali. Was like, yeah, man, we know who you with, and we finna expose you. When King Rob exposed him, Miss Teresa cut all ties off with Dr. Ali. Look at everybody Miss Teresa into it right now. The lady even tried to apologize to Irene. Guess what Irene did? Look, y'all. Guess what Irene did? And I get y'all want an apology from me, but I'm right here. But y'all really can't keep that 100. All I'm gonna say, y'all apology, sorry, none of y'all didn't stand on everything. Y'all had a long 8 years to say you were sorry, so stop inboxing me. Now I'm gonna respond. See, look, Miss Teresa even in Irene inbox, bro. The lady even trying to apologize to Irene too and Jedediah Crown Plaza on top of that with the police. Why she trying to apologize to Irene? Look what she put Irene through. Just by putting Monifa name in it. Yeah, y'all, you can't say nobody put nothing in the cup, but you can't say nothing about, they was in the room doing this shit. A real mother be like, what the fuck you doing, Irene, while this shit was going on? They all was family, bruh. Look, she trying to apologize to Irene. Irene don't want to hear it. Like, me, Teresa, don't put me into this shit. You crashing now. You and Jedediah and you trying to apologize to me? No. I don't want to rap. That's the whole purpose of this shit here. I get y'all want to apologize to me, but y'all really can keep that 100. I need y'all apologize. Sorry, none of this shit stand on. Come on, bro. Look, that lady killed her daughter, bro. That's why. What would y'all do if you was the police? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wipe all your fingerprints, Miss Teresa. We got you. All right, cool. And she get on the news like, y'all didn't take fingerprints. Why is that? Making it real look good. Yeah, why is that? Y'all ain't took no. I knew something wasn't right when y'all ain't took fingerprints. And these bastards still help you, and you went against it. No wonder why Jedediah don't want to fuck with you. Irene don't want to fuck with you. All the freedom fighters don't want to fuck with you. Your own family don't fuck with you now. Yeah. Man, let's get those likes up, y'all. Hold up. I will never lose focus if I don't never forget the value of a dollar. Free little dirt. Oh, I've been talking about little dirt because once I found out about Kenneka, Irene hang with Tammy Banks. Dirt named Dirt Banks. They cool. They got a baby by Dirt. Dirt in the family, bro. Dirt got a baby by the Martin family, bro. That's why. Hold on, y'all. If you go to his page, check this out. Why you think Mitch Reese is sharing this shit? For one thing, just look at the photos. Let me skip these photos. I don't want to put the child on there. Hold on. That's him right there, right? I don't want to go and show all the kid pictures and all this stuff, though, but matter of fact, let me go to Google Map. Miss Teresa done staged that her house got broken in, right? This is where Miss Teresa stay at. Miss Teresa never moved. This is where Miss Teresa stay at, right? This the house. No, not her. We gotta go down the street. We gotta go this way. Right here. Down this street. This the address. Right here. This the address right here, right? Tell me, where in the fuck what Miss Teresa talk about? Her house got broken in? All right, hold on. Let me pull it up, y'all. Right here. Now look where they at. Damn, girl.
Nah.
Now look. This ain't the same place. So if they going out the back door, right? Let's look at this back door. Let's look at this back door. So you wasn't at your house. And you wasn't nowhere around her. So what house they will be breaking in? And is that same Durango on the footage? Look, how? She ain't talking. Look how they just leave out the door. So you mean to tell me you walking right behind them with a phone and ain't nobody say, bitch, get back, I'ma kill you, bitch. You just swept it up. Look, you just swept it up. Look at this shit, bro. Man, the lady got the stage and making everybody, she got to make everybody feel like, I forgive y'all and I love y'all. You really post that on there, Miss Teresa? Then you mentioning Lil Dirt name in it. All right. Y'all better leave my phone alone. Who got your phone? Oh, so don't this would make sense?
To anyone who had the courage to stand in his way. In the tapestry of his life, he was not always the feared figure he came to be known as. Many contended that this transformation into the menacing presence he ultimately became was a result of his surroundings and the company he kept. Born on November 19, 1991, amidst the rugged terrain of Chicago's South Side, Melly's childhood was shared with two siblings, Ken J and Wu. While he held the position of elder brother, it's worth noting that he and Wu shared a mother, Angie B, but had different fathers. In Yarmir Williams' absence, Melly's life was profoundly influenced by Wu's father, Jerome Golden, a notable member of the Black Disciples, who would later be incarcerated for his involvement in 4 murders and armed robberies.
That's why you got them folks saying on BD all in the room and stuff. Hey y'all, appreciate the super chat game. Appreciate the super chat. I'm just letting y'all know, man, look. Man, they research something serious, because once you look into this shit...
Pivotal point in Melly's life may well have been the loss of his mother at the age of 40 due to cancer. Following this, he found himself in a state of constant relocation under the care.
Same gang signs. Kenneka, on Kenneka bench or wherever, she was throwing these same signs. So once you look at him and him on that motherfucking footage, bro. Man, I won't even be surprised Mitch Reese will really, she already really crashed out. But if that public actually wake up, we like, damn, Lil Durk beat, King Von beat. Then Atlanta killer King Von got killed in Atlanta. And Lil Durk set him up. Oh, shit. What Mitchell Reese, did you check out? Did you say something about Mitchell Reese got family in Atlanta? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell everybody, goddammit. That club that was at, those police officers that was in the shootout too, shit. Man, y'all better look into that shit. All that shit tied in. All of it tied in. Boom, look, watch this. Now, if you look at this video, according to the surveillance footage, now you see the motive.
Of his stepfather, marking a potential turning point in his trajectory. Among the other individuals who may have contributed to the negative influences in his life were his cousins TYMB Courtney and TYMB Court, both affiliated with the Black Disciples and allegedly tied to the demise of a 15-year-old rapper and GD member named Tuka.
NLMB.
So once you go back to Tukaville and all of this old shit, bro, you'll be like, golly. Because keep this in mind, Mitch Teresa's family is the one that started the BDs. This Mitch Teresa and them gang, bro. This her family shit. Once you speak on the BDs, you got to speak on Mitch Teresa and them, Uncle and them, bro. Uncle and them, they did. Yeah, them folks serious. That's why you even seen the Mexicans at the hotel. Y'all seen those, tell me y'all seen those Mexicans, the young ones, you know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about like the regular Mexicans, we talking about the Mexicans that's hood, you know what I'm saying? You seen them on the footage, right? They from the west side too. Look.
Were formed by two sets that went renegade. First, the Muskegon Boys. They were a gangster disciple set over on Muskegon in 78.
His uncle, a sibling of Golden, was known as G-Slim, a member of the Never Leave My Brothers gang, or NLMB. Melly's upbringing in Randolph Towers, also known as the Calumet Buildings, transitioned into life at 59th and Calumet following the tower's demolition. Unfortunately, this area fell under the jurisdiction of the 600 gang. Melly's connection to the 051 crew began during this time at DeSable High School, where he forged friendships with individuals associated with the Mickey Cobras. Additionally, he formed a close bond with a member of the 051 crew, known as 051 Zico. Tragically, Zico fell victim to a shooting in 2008, allegedly at the hands of a member of the Trigger Happy family, or THF crew, named The Key. For a young teenager like Melly, who had lost his mother and had a stepfather in prison, the loss of a friend to gang rivalry may have proven too much to bear. Lacking role models and coping mechanisms, Melly was drawn into the treacherous world of gang life. Remarkably, Melly joined the 051 crew, despite most of his family members' affiliations with BD or BD-related factions. Furthermore,
most of his family members, bro. So check this out. This is how Mr. Teresa will be associated with all of these people, because a lot of these people got something to do with Zach TV murder too. If you go back and look at the Davidsons, check this out. Look who, boy, if you go back and look at the Davidsons, That's why the police didn't want to solve Zach's case. Cause what it would look like if they were like, okay, the people that we locked up and we had to release them, you could trace them back to Miss Teresa's family. That's why they came out with that law. Y'all know Chicago got a law like now for now on, if it come to any gang related shooting, they ain't gonna lock up the suspect because of the comeback law. That's why. Just look at Kenneka is the center of attention between Lil Durk, Bezo, Nim, LBG, Duck, Nim, King Rob, all they beef, and this guy every bit to do with Kenneka death. If you really look into what I found out, I'm finding out like, damn, that means Kenneka probably was dating a rapper at the time named Can't Get Right. And guess who they said who can't get right name is? Let me do it like this here. Why this shit finna get crazy, y'all. Cause I knew it had to be something to this stuff. Lil Wooski. I didn't say shit about Boosie. Lil Woosie. Say nothing about Boosie, bro. Chicago Lil Wooski. Him. Him. That's why they gave him the name Can't Get Right. Cause that's who Kenneka would be fucking with. And he got shot. And he couldn't get right ever since. Boy, this shit getting crazy, bro. I remember when everything with King Rob said, yeah, I remember when Can't Get Right. And when King Rob was saying that shit, I remember seeing the video that he got shot at the funeral home because the other person died, right? And they shot the funeral home up. So I don't know if this, I'm still trying to piece who was Kenneka's boyfriend. According to King Rob, if you look at FBG Nil, right? Zach was asking, when you go to Zach TV, he interviewing them. And he asking all of them, what you think about the Kenneka Jenkins case and all of this? He asking LBG them, Duck them that. So if you look at it like this, sure, what if Kenneka end up dating Wooski that's on the LBG Duck, right? Then you think about all of these beef.
The majority of 051's rivals
Shit.
had BD ties. Yet
Tregang,
Melly's ability to
man,
straddle both worlds was facilitated by his extensive familial connections across the city. His charisma and adaptability led him to become a part of both the 051 crew and the Black Disciples. 051 Young Money, the faction Melly joined, stood as one of the most influential gangs on Chicago's South Side.
I don't know, but I just know they start calling him Can't Get Right because he can't get right after he been shot. Even King Von said it. Rob even said it. Now, I do know this. Kenneka had a boyfriend named Can't Get Right. But what would mess me up, because I'm like, I thought she was dating Rico at the time. Because that's what was released on the media. But guess who released the old footage? The old images? Miss Teresa. Miss Teresa was the one who like put it out there like Rico is the boyfriend. And that wasn't even her boyfriend at the time. So Miss Teresa had to cover up who she was actually fucking with. You see what I'm saying? That's why Miss Teresa crashing out right now. Cause everybody's so dedicated to Kenneka Jenkins, I won't even be surprised. All because of Loso. And I'm gonna leave it at that. All because of Loso. Kenneka probably wouldn't have been there with what she in. Cause look how everybody treat her at the Loso Memorial, right? You gotta think about all that shit, her brother, all that shit, everybody. Somebody made that video and drawed attention to that video and told everybody, look at those people on that footage. You see where they at the low soul. And everybody against Kenneka, like damn, I can see why everybody would treat her like an opposite. Everybody thinking she had something to do with it, cause it go back to Lil Durk brother death. Cause Lil Durk got a brother that died. You know what I'm saying? Now I could go along with that shit, cause Lil Durk got a baby by somebody in the family. Yeah. No, not D thing. His name Big Bank. What's his name? Not D thing. Bank, what's his name? It's another brother, bro. Damn, what's his name? Shit. Damn, I just want y'all to see the motive. That's why Miss Teresa had to tell well, she ain't tell everybody. She had to put it in subliminal. Rico is her boyfriend at the time, and she wasn't a boyfriend. She would date a rapper, bro. Know what I'm talking about? I still don't know the full story. I'm still trying to figure that part out of what's really going on with these rappers. But one thing I can say about this, all of them got something in common with Kenneka. And this what blow they beef up. This what blow they beef up. All because they had secrets, bro. Miss Teresa know. Look, matter of fact,
notorious for its ruthless enforcers and control over territory far exceeding the norm. While many gangs claim dominion over roughly 2 square miles, 051 Young Money extended its reach across more than 3 square miles of territory. The core of their territory spanned from King Drive to Woodlawn Avenue, stretching between 53rd and 48th Streets. This domain also encompassed areas such as Hyde Park, Kenwood, and Eastern Grand Crossing. Established around 2006-2007, 051 wasted no time in entering into a fierce feud with THF. THF, located between 45th and 46th Drexel and Woodlawn, boasted a cadre of experienced street veterans, rendering it one of Chicago's most feared gangs. The enmity between 051 and THF would soon escalate to become the city's most prominent and blood-soaked rivalry. It all began in skirmishes, both within and outside of schools, eventually escalating to the involvement of firearms, with the inevitable outcome being a body count. The first casualty of this feud was an 051 member, Carlos Meros, alias Los, who fell victim to a fatal shooting on March 13, 2008 at 4800 South Drexel Boulevard. Carlos, aged 20, was rushed to...
now y'all see that how it gonna start out with Carlos, then you're gonna have Loso. Know what I'm saying? Look.
Northwest Memorial Hospital, but succumbed to multiple gunshot wounds. There was no turning back. The conflict would claim the lives of numerous young men. Despite performing well academically, Melly was inexorably drawn into the streets, intensifying his pursuit of 051's adversaries around 2010 to 2011. During this period, tensions between the rival factions
now, that's Moo-Wop Crump. Everybody that's no Moo-Wop Crump, right? If you go to Irene page, check this out. Where she at? That's her. Look, check this out. Watch this. That's why King Rob was like, look, she related to that Moowop Crump, the rapper dude. That's who she, that's why King Rob was like, yeah, that's Kenneka in the casket, and they was showing her picture, bro. Now y'all see how all this lining up? This Moowop Crump, he dead, right? Now look, if you look at it, Kenneka throwing up the same sign, cause they all was a part of this shit. Even Kenneka was. It's a family thing, like Lil Durk said, only the family, only the family. You know what I'm saying? This our game. It's only the family, right? So this what I found out. I said, man, if you go to Moowop Crump, he related to her. King Raw was fucking with FBG Duck now. That means King Raw was an op at the party. If he fucking with Duck Nim and beefing with Vaughn Nim and Dirt Nim, right? So it would make sense. And make it so bad, all them niggas be these. It would make sense. Well, I don't know a Moo Wobber. I just know he rapped it sometime. Hold on. Wait a minute. What did person said? Moo Wop not no rapper, man. You gotta stop lying. Moo Wop, Chicago rapper. Hold on. Wait a minute. That's where you finna get all this T-Roy shit. Check this out. This the cold part. I got the video right here. Hold on. Hold on, where he at? No, Moowop Crump. Some shit. What's his name, y'all? Moowop Crump. Moowop Crump. Moowop Crump, Chicago rapper. Let's see. Moowop sent message to King Von Killer. Moowop Crump arguing. He might don't be a rapper. I might be wrong on that. But he got every bit of to do what the fuck going on, what I'm trying to expose. I might be wrong on that. He might be a rapper, but damn, you gonna use that against me? Cause I said, damn, he might be a rapper or some shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, Moowop is a crump. That's what I said. I know he, cause I seen them rapping on some shit. That's what I said. So yeah, that buster couldn't get out the chat with that dumbass shit trying to make me sound like I'm crazy or something. You know what I'm talking about? I think that's his name, Moowop Crump. I don't know. I just know the nigga last name Crump. That's the only thing I know. His last name Crump, and he related to her, and he beefing. That's why King Rob told everybody this Kenneka in the casket. Mambu, that's his name, Mambu. I don't think about Moowop, that little midget dude. Y'all know that little midget dude? You know what I'm saying? My bad, y'all. You know, I don't know. No, I ain't trying to keep up with these square ass niggas. You know what I'm talking about? I got other shit to do. You know what I'm saying? But I need to keep up with them now. Because I'm like, well, shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to pronounce it now. Y'all got to know I'm from the South, man. I'm a country nigga. We don't talk proper. But look, this is what I'm saying. If you was on the Kenneka Jenkins, you got to think about why King Rod want everybody to believe that was her in the casket because she had the same hairstyle. Look how she died. Look how Kenneka died. And look how he died. They was all sacrifices, bro. Know what I'm talking about? Hi, y'all. Man, y'all, let's get those likes up. Man, we got to get those likes up immediately right now. Because we spilling tea. Now, look, this is what I was getting out the shit, right? So I'm like, okay, this is where Hollywood would come in there when it comes to the Kenneka Jenkins case. When it comes to the Kenneka Jenkins case, I'm like, damn, it would make sense why, if you look at the old, if you look at it, how, if you look at FBG Duck murder again, y'all know it was about some beef shit, but y'all don't know the true story or what was really was going on. Y'all know about all the murder they talking about, they kitchen bodies and all that, but one thing they kept secret though about their Kenneka Jenkins. That's one thing they did, kept that secret about their Kenneka Jenkins, bro. Look, that's why Kenneka Jenkins funeral. That's why you would have him, the preacher dude. Let's go to the preacher that's related to him, to 0151 Melly. That's what I'm going to tell the world right now. Miss Teresa could straighten this up because I was right the whole time, right here.
Miss Teresa. He said, Miss Teresa, I need you to sacrifice your daughter. Because I got a genuine love that I'm trying to spread across the world. Even though the devil didn't hurt you when he took your daughter, he couldn't even hurt you when he filled your body with... He couldn't even hurt you when he filled your body with cancer because you are a warrior. But then, check this out. See, y'all got to... Oh, Jesus, I can't tell these people this, Jesus. I can't do this. I can't do it, Lord. I can't tell these people this. I can't tell them this. I can't tell them this. But then, I'm going to tell you something else, Teresa. Hallelujah, Jesus. Woo! Woo! And you want to know something else that you so close with Job? Job had some haters. Woo! Job had some haters that didn't mean him no good. That was sitting by his bedside saying, die, Job. Die, Job. But Job was so strong in the Lord. Teresa was so strong in the Lord. He said she was sitting there with body rocking with pain from cancer. But the devil couldn't have her then. So then he said, Teresa, I'm sorry, I know that you're faithful. And I know that you love the Lord. But I need you to sacrifice your baby. I need you to sacrifice her. Because what's about to happen is, there's about to be a shift that's about to take place. There's about to be a shift that's about to take place. And if you did not sacrifice your baby, this shift would not be able to take place. Oh my God. So I'm going to encourage you on today. Give me a little help, musician. Come on, musician, give me a little help. So I'm going to encourage you on today. Yes, she goes from the earthly body. But guess what? She's rejoicing in the Lord. She's happy, she's smiling, and she's jumping for joy. I need y'all to know finna send her home, give her back to the Lord. But we not sad. We not sad. You know why we not sad? Because she's not bound to the earthly problems no more.
So to make a long story short, right? Would I sound accurate when I say that's why he the pastor? Cause he gotta protect his family members. His family members that was seen on the footage. That's why Miss Teresa ranting about. Cause once you figure that out, all of this sacrifice shit finna make sense. All this sacrifice finna make sense. And then once you go back to all dirt videos, music video from 2017. 2017 now, all the beef. You even got YouTubers that made documentaries and following these people. Only thing that these people didn't do is connected to the Kenneka Jenkins case. That's all. That's all, bruh. So check this out. You got Dr. Ali. They look like identical twins. Put it like this here. Dr. Ali is related to old 51 million. He know about the murder. That's why he talking about this, and he will collaborate with Miss Teresa, because him and Miss Teresa were working together to protect him. That's why you got the pastor. Bam! The big three. And if everybody know the narrative about the red hoodie, right? So when they come to Kenneka Jenkins, when everybody talking about the red hoodie, guess who they were talking about? Just type in Kenneka Jenkins red hoodie. Watch this. Kenneka Jenkins red hoodie. They talking about 0151 Melly. When it come to the gray hoodie, the red hoodie, bruh. Hold on, let me pull it up. When it come to the gray hoodie, you get Bezu dude. Once you get to the red hoodie, you get 01 Melly, right? Then you come on, man. Man, the way Miss Teresa crashing out, bruh, this finna get a lot of people in trouble. Cause you got like, damn, Miss Teresa, so you mean to tell me, damn, so the gang was not just gang, but you got famous motherfuckers in on the case, posing as YouTuber, telling you shit like this.
To make a statement against me. Oh, he photoshopped that. All right, watch this. I'm going to the original image. All right. So this is the website, the Crown Plaza website. All right. Excuse me, not Crown Plaza, Rosemont Police. All right. I'm going through their files. This is their files. All right. All right. So these are the pictures that they had out. All right. So let me go to the section that deals with. Go back. You can see I'm at their files, though. I'm glad you watching me do this manually. All right.
People still talking shit while he's doing his job. It's a shame. Fucking retards.
I'm on the right one. I'm gonna get on the right one.
So Miss Teresa and them whole motive was put it off on Crown Plaza since she was in the freezer. They found in the freezer it got to be a staff member. And the whole time they actually killed her for the Crown Plaza and on some beef type shit. So really, Kenneka died on the result that she could have been fucking with a rapper dude, and some murders popped out with her brother. You know what I'm talking about? Cause you know our brothers, they said something about some brothers, you know, and some murders and shit, right? So I'm like, okay, brother and the murder was okay, but then again, when it come to Kenny, we like, what murders y'all would be talking about when it come to Kenny then? So it ain't got nothing to do with Kenny. Well, it might got something to do with Kenny, cause he gonna be a part of whatever the fuck they got going on. So it got to be dealing. Man, they always said Kenneka was a big snitch and she witnessed a murder. So if she witnessed a murder, that means she gonna have to witness a murder that got something to do with Dirt, Duck, 51 million, Bezu. She gonna have to know something about that. Know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I know. It gotta do with a murder that these rappers know about and Kenneka know about. And y'all remember they were like, Kenneka's a setup chick now, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's true or not, you know what I'm saying? I want to believe that's a lie, but you know, she gang gang. Anything possible with Kenneka though, be honest with you. I don't know. I don't want to paint that image on her, but they all agree with this. She changed her life around and want to do something else positive. She ain't want to be in this lifestyle like her mammy now. It's the only thing I could say. So it makes sense why he would be staging, working with Miss Teresa and saying this.
That's her. Look, that's her. This is her. This is Rosemont Police. All right? They did this. Now watch this. I'm going to zoom in. Watch it. Zoom in. Watch it. Zoom in. Look at it. It's right there. It's right there.
Y'all can see it, right?
Look at it. Look at it.
Clear as day.
I'm gonna go closer, so you won't have an excuse. Look at it. That black piece is still around her neck with red on it. Go closer. Look at it. That's what he saw. That's what he saw. You can see that black going all the way around her neck. Go in closer. I'm gonna go in closer. Look at it. Look at it. They strangled her with this thing. It's still on her neck when they show up. They left it. Look at it. That's the same picture.
Sound like the police left that in there intentionally. Just in case if the murder gets solved. Think about it. Just in case if the murder gets solved, the police can be like, yeah, we got evidence right here, or boom, or we can charge the killer. But if you look at Lil Dirt, bruh, man, I'm telling y'all, bruh, Lil Dirt know a whole lot about Kenneka Jenkins, and I won't even be surprised if the investigating that I did, Lil Dirt locked up right now. And investigating I did, I won't even be surprised that he could be a fucking star witness in some shit. Man, we need 300 likes in here, bro. Man, Tregang been solved this case ever since I got that motherfucking letter. Once I got that motherfucking letter, I said, okay, let me go to this. I'm gonna go to boom, let me
That
play
right there is the same picture. Let me get up. That Grumpy Dog's email. Brother on YouTube. It's the same picture.
Grumpy
so
Dog.
So we ain't photoshopping nothing. Alright? So they killed this little girl. Now,
His people
They
killed
killed
her.
her. They killed our little sister. Now, what I'm saying is, we gotta make them pay. We gotta make them pay. We gotta make them pay. They're not getting away with this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're not getting away with this. I'll take a 3-month vacation just to take every fucking day.
Oh, but that's going to cut off the circulation. So if they put a zip tie around her neck to choke her, why would they put a plastic bag over her face if she can't breathe because the air supply is being cut off from her motherfucking neck? Speculations about zip ties, you know. So what we have here is a motherfucking zip tie, right? This is a motherfucking zip tie. Now he talking about people can zip and unzip zip ties, which is a bunch of bullshit because, you know, I'm going to explain it to you right now in detail since, you know, a guy like him, you know, can't even understand how a fucking zip tie works. So, you know, we're going to break this bullshit right on down. Now, y'all see here is a zip tie. He's saying that, you know, somebody put one around Kenneka's neck and he could see people carry him and all that bullshit. But this is how a zip tie works, ladies and gentlemen. See, you take it here, right? And then you just go ahead on and you slide the motherfucker through just like that. This is a smaller zip tie. But as you can see, you hear this? Okay, those are the locks in a zip tie. Now, you can't unlock a motherfucking zip tie, you see. I'm yanking on this motherfucker all kind of ways. You can't unlock a motherfucking zip tie. So, once you get a zip tie, like, tight around somebody's neck or something like that, it's a motherfucking rare. You know what I mean? It's over because the only way to, you know, unzip a zip tie is to cut the motherfucker so they don't open and close like, you know, motherfuckers got you thinking and shit. Now, when we talking about this Ali Muhammad nigga and all his bullshit that he's saying, you know what? The motherfucker told everybody that they put a motherfucking zip tie around Kenneka's neck and they put a bag over her face to asphyxiate her. Now this mother...
And that's what Miss Teresa said. Shit. Teresa Martin, Kenneka Jenkins suffocated. Look what Miss Teresa said. She was suffocated. But then never said nothing about the zip tie that would be around her neck. Right here. Don't this sound like a killer know about the zip tie, the plastic bag around her neck being suffocated and strangled to death?
It's okay. Only thing we ask for is the truth. That's it. One minute she falls, next minute she's suffocated. Which one is the truth? Because when I was out here, it didn't make no sense. And I asked God for help, and He sent me y'all. I asked y'all, listen to whatever they say, do. Hey, be quiet. I beg y'all. So we won't have to get another arrest. Nobody else needs to be arrested because we asked for justice. We only asked for the real text, not the pieces of other text, but the real text. That's all we asked for, y'all. The real text. We come to y'all with peace. Since day one, I came to y'all with peace, and I asked God for help.
That's why she came with him with peace. That's why she keeps saying that, because guess what? You know y'all really killed her and the hotel was involved, but they agreed we're gonna put her in the freezer and all this, but y'all the really ones that killed her. So that's why if you look at Miss Teresa, man, ooh, she got every bit of motive to miss protest. She got every bit of motive to be like, I ain't saw no footage. Look, if you go to this, September the 14th, Miss Teresa at the protest showing up when Andrew Holmes said, hey, this finna expose Jedediah and Miss Teresa when they beefing right now. Everybody know they beefing right now, right? So now everybody know, damn, on September 14th, that's when they were doing the press release, Jedediah, Andrew Holmes, this on the 14th. Then you got Selena Gomez on the 14th. Then you got Mitch Reese at the protest on the 14th. Then Lou will be going on at Crown Plaza on the 14th. Yeah, this was round 11. So that means while everybody was at the protest, the general manager around 11 some was giving a flash drive to the police officer at the protest. They standing in front of Crown Plaza. They got the time and the dates on her, bro. So while Miss Teresa was talking about she ain't saw no tapes at the protest when Jedediah showed up, how? If the hotel is giving it to 11 some in the afternoon, everybody in front of the hotel. So that means when the police was in front of the hotel, they was slick. Whoa! Why Miss Reese talking about release the real tape? So that means, on September 14th, while the police was sneaking footage to the other police officers and going to the precinct while the protest out there. So no cop didn't say, yeah, we got the protest. The manager just gave us the chip and we finna go download it now and we finna watch that, John. None of that. Know what I'm saying? Hold up. This is a video that I made. Bam! Pick up surveillance footage on September the 14th at 11 o'clock. In the morning. This in the morning now. That's why Andrew Holmes said he saw the footage, Miss Teresa. Now look, they got these reports on September the 11th. And they already talking about the burial. Look what all they got going on before September the 14th. Boy, them folk were working. Man, them folk were working overdrive, Jack. That's why Mike Larry knew. Look, check this out.
Get this done. I don't care. They're not getting away with this because this could be my daughter. I'm 42 years old. You know, if I was younger when I was young, 20, 22, if I'd have had a daughter, Kenneka could have been my daughter. You know what I mean? So this is what they did to her. I'm gonna show you what they did. They came in here. This is her right here. When they opened this area and came in, she immediately knew what was wrong because she was already in there, like locked in. And so
So all of that what they want us to believe is like, damn, how did she ended up in the freezer? That's gonna be the biggest conspiracy. How she ended up in the freezer. They gave us so many conspiracy theories. This how she ended up in the freezer. She never walked in there. They placed her in there. Simply that. She didn't walk in there. They placed her in there. So Miss Teresa gonna go along with that narrative. The way she ran out. This is what she doing now. She crashing out now. She was crashing out then. With the police trying to help her. Andrew Holmes trying to help her. Jedediah, everybody trying to help Miss Teresa. But this bitch so money hungry, bro. She went all the way out with this shit.
And God sent me all this stuff. Only thing we ask y'all for, put yourself in my shoes. If y'all don't have a child, just think if it was y'all niece, or y'all nephew, or y'all sister, or y'all brother, and then somebody came and told y'all they froze to death. Then they come tell y'all that they suffocated. Put yourself in my shoes. How would y'all feel with no
Then play victim because You put a narrative out, they put a narrative out, and you playing victim because you felt like you was in a winning situation because now your dog ain't like they found her on the west side on your property. They found her in Crown Plaza property. So she finna use that again. She finna use that, bro. And it backfired. And it backfired. Irene said, bitch, get up off me. I don't want to rap with you. I don't fuck your apologies. Jedediah said, don't apologize to me now, bitch. When I told the word that you harvest your daughter. So look, when they called the 0151 Maryland, look how strange the relationship is.
Running feud between Bezu and 051 Melly, 051 Melly being allegedly one of the most vicious killers from the 051 Young Money set. But what's really crazy is that despite the hatred that these two people had for each other and the fact that they allegedly wanted to kill each other and tried to kill each other, probably ready to slide on each other numerous times.
Creating custom clothing labels with TapStitch is easy. Go to your branding tab, choose your label size and background, upload your artwork, submit for review, and done.
They actually had a very respectful and cordial relationship. They got on FaceTime and Instagram Live a couple of times, and despite being two notorious killers from two sides of this gang war, they actually seemingly had almost like a frenemy friendship relationship going on. Not relationship like that, but you know, like they were like frenemies. They kind of respected each other. They almost had this admiration for each other's gangster, and I feel like that was very interesting. Now I want to recap all of that in this video and just give you guys some backstory on the very strange frenemy relationship between THF Bezu and 051 Melly. Now there were several moments where Melly and, you know, his enemies would kind of show each other respect. Melly would actually reveal that he'd been watching King Von and Lil Durk's Atlanta trial. If you remember, Lil Durk and King Von got jammed up on an attempted murder case over in Atlanta before Von lost his life. And, you know, Melly would basically express his opinions on the situation. And he, ironically, very ironic really now looking back, Melly would basically give his thoughts on the situation. And he would say that Von clearly wasn't worried about prison.
Look, that's what exactly I'm talking about, JP. Only thing Miss Teresa had to do was just stay quiet and just shut up. That's all she had to do. But if you see, she done got the big head like, yeah, you know, just look at all those little outbursts that Miss Teresa done put out there. My daughter didn't die on the 10th, y'all. She died on the 9th. That shit finna hit different now. Y'all, they were cleaning out the pool at 3 o'clock in the morning. This shit finna hit different now. Y'all, that police sergeant that we were going to those meetings, all that shit finna hit different. So, check this out, y'all. You want to know what's the cold part about it? This the crazy part about it. Because look, I'm finna do it like this, y'all. When I was trying to tell everybody 2 weeks ago, like, look, y'all, look what I found out about these rappers.
People, how the fuck y'all gonna say some shit that people say on Facebook and not wait for the real determination of her death? Y'all putting all these...
The biggest bees in her for bank.
For the death of the founder of the Outlaw Gangster Disciples, Charles Big Chuck Dorsey, in January 1996. That's question number 2. And the third question that we'll pose on today's show is, why did the murder of a Cabrini Green legend cause the Gangster Disciples in Newtown, which is on the other side of the city, to flip to beaties? Well, let me answer the third question first, because it's the easiest.
And then look, Trench News can tell you about the Kenneka Jenkins, bro. That's the crazy part about it. If Chicago wasn't so strict on that no snitching and shit and really tell you what, they could tell you what happened to Kenneka. It ain't gonna be no conspiracy theory. It's just gonna be a fucked up ass story of how the girl died, the reason why she died, and the devils they make deals with, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Look.
The murder of Big Chuck Dorsey had absolutely nothing to do with Newtown switching sides and flipping to black disciples. Big Chuck from Cabrini Green is a different person than Little Chuck from Newtown, who was running.
So you got Miss Teresa's family connected to Larry Hoover and in pictures shaking hands. He was GD till he formed the Crazy Crew, the Renegades. This how BD finna get started. All because they think Larry Hoover had something to do with Chuck murder that's related to him. The security guard that met up with Kenneka, Balls that met up with him. I see why Mitch Reese would like if drop younger pictures. Y'all remember they were dropping old young pictures of Kenneka and them and all this. This is what exactly they did to him. This is what he would look like in 2019. This is what he would look like, goddamn, in 2014 or some type shit. This is a young picture of him. He a security guard. So look, check this out. By this image alone, this is why Mitch Reese finna crash out. Guess who Larry Hoover married to? The Jenkins. The goddamn Jenkins. Since Larry Hoover is married to the Jenkins and they felt like they killed one of their family members, that's how BD got started. Ain't no more GD now, it's BD with us. And it started from the family? No wonder why, goddamn it, Mitch Reese and the gangs of disciples, they into it and all this old stuff. Cause that's finna let you know, like, damn. So that mean Larry Hoover was married into the family, and he formed the GDs, and Mitch Reese and them gonna be high ranking in these GDs till some shit popped off between the family, and next thing you know, they formed the BD. So now you got the BDs and the GD. Oh, I see what's going on now. It make a lot of sense. And that war started all the way back to Kawana Green. No wonder why them people was in my email telling me about Kawana Green and shit. I mean, Cabrini Green. Cause they was like, yeah, Tregang, that's when it all started with that, it was a little boy got hit by a sniper fire and they had to call a gang truce. You see what I'm saying? So I looked at the victim and at the gang that did the hit. So I was like, it's a family hit thing. Like, it ain't just family. Just imagine if I married to a family, my family killers, they family killers. We formed a gang, and this thing you know, I get into it with the family some type of way, and this thing you know, the family ain't in my gang no more. They just pressure off and made their own gang, so we'll be beefing. So they started having everybody, if you GD, you gonna flip the BD type shit, you know what I'm saying? So it was all like, yeah, you either gonna be GD or BD. And this thing you know, it's going down. And a lot of young people getting caught in this shit, all because, if you look at it like this, Mitchell Reeser family and Larry Hoover is the real responsible. while you got people going against each other, all because personal beef and all this old shit. That's all. That's all, bro. Look, I couldn't believe that. I'm like, damn, this shit really is connected. Cause you know, normally when you look at videos about GD, Lord, Crips of Blood, California, Chicago, you know, shit like that when they come to game, you know, normally you'll pour you a drink, roll you one up, get kicked back, kick your shoes off. You know what I'm saying? Watch this shit like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you know, man, this shit crap. What's up, Melvin Johnson? Yeah, all right? Man, shout out to Melvin Johnson. He in the chat. So look, this what I'ma do, y'all. I want to explain why you would see him with these people. He with TY. They BDs. King Rob is the OG in BDs. That's why King Rob started threatening Mitch Reese and shit. If he got, ooh, man, this shit finna get deep. No wonder why they were threatening Lenore and stuff. Because if you look at that, that's why he would be there and with TY now. And then, boom. So it's like, damn. Oh. So that means you would see Opster at the party. This is what it'll look like. Just imagine you got Ops girl and the other Ops girl. They don't fuck with each other, but they would still mingle with each other. Put it like this, like a mob would do it. If you got a family dispute, hey, bring this family in, bring that family in, and whoever the rat, you're gonna make both families take out the rat. Don't that sound about right? Don't that sound about right? But don't look at it as game, cause this what Mitch Reese had everybody messed up at. When you think of gangs, don't think everybody in the gang had something to do with it. Cause if everybody in the gang had something to do with it, you would see all the vice lords here, all the everybody. You would see all the gangs here, not just a few. These just people. This, you know what I'm talking about? Pay y'all. Man, y'all get those likes up. We almost at 300 for Kenneka, bro. Let's do it for Kenneka. Cause I'm thinking about, I was thinking about, man, should I go live the next time or drop a video? I was like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna just make a video and go live with the video. You know what I'm saying? So I won't be stopped pausing it, going to this video, then trying to play this video, then stop it, and then trying to pick up to her and be like, see this shit?
Style starts with the details.
So I'm just trying to stop that part. You know what I'm saying? So everybody bear with me. You know Tregang been solved the case. Y'all know Tregang been talking about this shit 2 weeks ago. Look what I was talking about 3 weeks ago in my lives. Now you will see, oh, I see why Mitch Reese on the rant. I see why Jedediah ain't got no choice but to tell everybody, yep, she was sacrificed. She sold her. Mitch Reese was wrong, you know what I'm talking about, and all this old shit. Now look, this a month ago. Look what all I was bringing up. I'm like, man, look, this what the private area looked like when they told everybody they supposed to be up under construction. No, this shit wasn't up under construction. This what it looked like. Bam, I'm like, look, I'm tracing the family back to housekeeping, all back to the DoubleTree. I ain't even talked about the DoubleTree yet. Not the DoubleTree, not the Marriott. All this shit in the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Somebody need to stay down on this case. Cause if I ain't stay down on this case and trying to keep everybody informed and all this, then when Miss Teresa rant like she going on the rant now, nobody wouldn't even understand. Like, damn, what the fuck going on? Look. So yeah, gang, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm finna go and get on up out there, John. I'm gonna go live tomorrow, and I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be better prepared tomorrow, y'all, cause I don't want to be everywhere with this stuff. I just want to get straight to the point, just like Michael said. Check this out. Watch this, y'all. Him. Ain't this the same dude that was in the kitchen with Miss Teresa? Listen to him. It would make a whole lot of sense why Miss Teresa would be in the kitchen with him, with a body.
Okay, you guys, y'all remember, who's this guy? You guys know that this is the guy, Frank, that is the organ. He picks up organs, and, you know, he's one of the people who was there to pick up Kenneka's body. He's gonna say a little something. I just want y'all to hear this little bit of shit that he's saying here. He is such a fucking creepy man. You know, but I want you guys to see this for yourself. Check this out.
Examples are Muslims and Jews. Because in both groups there is a preference for burying the body quickly and for burying the body whole. But the brochures that I was talking to you about a moment ago, the religious leaders make clear that those preferences come second to the responsibility to help someone else if you can without risking your own life. So there are religious misconceptions, even Catholics. I've been talking to you about the work we've done with the Catholic Church. We sometimes encounter members of the Catholic faith who mistakenly think that their church doesn't support donation. So there are religious misconceptions. I think the other large misconception is the idea that somehow if the doctors who are looking after you when you become ill know that you're prepared to be a donor, they won't try hard to save your life.
Wow.
We try very hard to explain to the public that just isn't true. I mean, first of all, we are bound ethically to be sure that the doctors who are responsible for someone who needs a transplant, a recipient, are never the doctors who look after someone who could die and be a donor. We maintain a clear separation in terms of the medical teams and the nursing teams who look after those people. So that if you're in an accident and you come to the emergency department, the physician who's attending you is not a physician who's involved in transplant. And the physician's clear responsibility is to do everything they can to save your life. So that's very important. We also abide by what is known in the field of ethics as the dead donor rule, and we're scrupulous about this. We require 2 physicians independently to proclaim a person dead before we would proceed to recover organs. So that's a second misconception. And I can tell you, my own staff, the physicians who are the most supportive of donation, this very clearly comes after their efforts to save people's lives. If I could take your viewers into our call center and I could show them the grief our staff feel when someone dies, it's very clear if you work in this field that we know that the donation comes after considering the importance of saving someone's life or the respect for someone who's died. The third misconception, and I was teasing you about your age, is that people in middle age often think that they're too old to be donors. I'll talk to people in their 50s or in their 60s, and they'll smile and say, Frank, you know, I support this cause, but you don't want my organs, I'm much too old. And it just really isn't true. The state of your organs is not particularly a function of your age. It depends very much on your overall health condition, on how you've lived your life, on what diseases have afflicted you. We routinely recover organs from people in middle age, and we have recovered organs from people in their 80s and 90s. We had a lung donor 2 years ago who was, I think, 89, and she had a pair of lungs that worked wonderfully in the recipient. She lived a long life, and now somebody else is enjoying the benefit of her lungs. So age is not a barrier. What we tell people is that the physician, the transplant physician, will make a decision on the suitability of the organ. And if they support the cause, we ask them to register so that we can have the opportunity to consider that possibility and let a medical professional.
So what that means? That means he ain't just no funeral home director. He in the organ program. That would make sense that you had to perpetrate to the world since you on the footage. Say you the coroner. Say you were the coroner, they would pick. That's why you on the footage, because you picking the body up and you finna do the autopsy. And the reality, you is the organ harvesting person. See, you see that? Man, if you look that man name up, man, this man ain't no goddamn funeral home director. This man is a surgeon. A crooked ass surgeon that do autopsy and disguise like I'm doing autopsy, but steal the body parts and package the body up with trash, like the Kendrick Johnson. So when King Robert telling everybody, then look, the police even got caught up in this shit, cause they even was like, yeah, this the funeral home director, this his name and all this old stuff. So that's why Mitch Teresa had Mike Larry. Look, Mitch Teresa tried to get Mike Larry to expose the organ harvesting people, just like she tried to get Dr. Ali expose the organ harvesting people. And these people like Mitch Teresa, I don't think we could do all this, because if you really gonna expose these organ harvesting people, you got to realize the real reason why they got her body, because you gave it to her. If you can't expose these people without exposing yourself, you're gonna get everybody fucked up, and that's what she did. That's what she doing. Check this out. I had to go live and message that lady so everybody could see, so she won't block me. You know what I'm saying? Cause if she blocked Tregang, y'all already know what time it is, man. That lady, she really don't want to talk, bro. But let me get on up out of here, gang. Y'all keep liking, sharing the video. And I got that tea coming to you first thing tomorrow. So, man, please stay tuned. And if you ain't got nothing to do, just go back to Tregang live videos within the last week or two. And be like, man, Tregang, you were hitting them folks. I ain't know that shit was gonna hit like that. It got me thinking that, damn, Tregang must have hit Mitch Reese and Jed real hard for them to beef into it. And said the same thing with Tregang, because they both confirmed what Tregang been telling everybody. But they still trying to ignore Tregang at the same time. Like, I'm like, y'all, I know why y'all beefing, but y'all trying to make it look like y'all beefing with each other because Jed want to tell everybody how you sold her. But Jed ain't gonna drop none of that footage. He ain't gonna tell you. He ain't just really gonna speak up on that organ harvesting no more. Mm-mm. He just want Mitch Reese to apologize and kiss his ass. That's all. And when she kisses his ass, and you know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no more narrative about Kenneka or Teresa or none of that. From my understanding, he still want to work with Mitch Teresa so they can be like, look, let's come together and let's get justice for Kenneka. So they can get the whole world to try to come together type shit. Like, yeah, they still got a chance of putting it off all on the crown plows and all this old shit, and Mitch Teresa would trick because they told her, yeah, we'll tell you about your daughter soon when you sign this check and give you your money. And coming to find out, man, once you find out that Miss Teresa did not actually get $1 million, no. Mm-mm. But yeah, gang, pie y'all, peace and love. Let me get on up out of here. I got the munchies and stuff. I gotta give me something to eat, you know what I'm saying? I got to take me a little rest. Cause I've been doing, you know what I'm saying, some things all day today. I'm kinda a little tired. But I'll be back.
Flash on the side, visibility door.
Okay, you guys, I want to let y'all know something real quick. Because I don't think, you know who I'm going to give props to for this? I'm going to give props to Moon Chaser. Because you know what? This guy really thought that he was so slick. Look at him, y'all. Look at him. That's the same dude. The same guy that picked up Kenneka's body. Okay, organ and tissue donation. I'm going to tell you guys right now what's going on in these Crown Plaza hotels. Like I said in one of my other recordings, this is a franchise. The Crown Plaza everywhere. Matter of fact, I'm going to find yesterday breaking news. Another body found in the Crown Plaza. If I'm not mistaken, God, please don't let me be wrong. In Colorado. There we go.
Told you. I told y'all, bruh. It was happening at a lot of Crown Plazas, bruh. It was a big ass ritual. It was a big ass ritual, bruh. Damn, man, this shit deep. Man, this shit is deep, y'all. Mm. We'll be back.